Hi, my name is Hannah McKelma, and this is my review of Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is all about the four cornerstones of geography, which is location, connections, conditions, and spatial reasoning. Yeah, those are the four. The first one is location, which talks about where a place is in relevance to its surroundings. So it's kind of hard to study something if you don't know where it is, so you need to know at least one other location factor as to like what direction is the place in, what's the distance from something, is it near or far away from something. That can help you talk about a place's location. A way to incorporate this into your teaching is when you're teaching elementary school, it's important to know the location because I feel like this is the easiest cornerstone, and it's easy for kindergartners and first graders and second graders to learn a place's location because they already do that. Like, where is the lunchroom? Where's the gym? They know the location of places already. The second cornerstone is condition, and it's kind of self-explanatory. It talks about the condition of a place. What's it like? How do the people in this place interact with the place? Stuff like that. What is it like? Stuff like that. It's important to teach the condition because it teaches children that no two places are similar. Every place is unique, and I think that's really important for students any age to understand, because when they go off and they get older and they travel, they're going to learn that the conditions of another place are not similar to their home life or where they are from. One thing that I learned was from conditions, which I thought was interesting, is that classification is frowned upon by some educators, which I didn't really understand that, but I guess it makes sense. They talk about it being male dominated and how they don't like putting things in a group because they're trying to teach kids that everything is equal and all that. But I think it's important because when you are teaching younger kids, it helps them understand things if you put them into groups rather than just throwing everything at them. A quote that I took from the book, though, says that when you're teaching classifications, it teaches them that this is a human attempt to reduce the bewildering complexity of world in order to see it more clearly. So that's why I think it's important to use classification. The third cornerstone is connections, which these are the connections that you make with a place yourself or the connections that two places have with each other. I learned that there are natural connections and artificial connections. Natural connections are things like water falling down a hill and the tectonic plates moving. These are things that happen on their own. As to where artificial connections are things that humans do themselves based on their experiences, the connections they have with the place based on where their family lives, where they work, whether they like the atmosphere or not, things like that. I found an easy way to teach this to young children is by having them group things in their household, like household items. Where does the soap, the towels, and the toothbrush go? They all go into the bathroom. So you teach them to classify those things based on a region, and then once they get older and understand more, you can broaden it to states and cities and all that kind of stuff. The fourth cornerstone is spatial reasoning, which I thought this one was a little harder than the other three to understand, but pretty much the book just says it's noting similar things among a place, whether it be geographical perspectives or historical perspectives. Yeah. Which the geographical perspective means organizing things by where they are in a series of different places, and then the historical perspectives, they like to use more of a timeline. So it's things that, or they base things on when they happen in a series of time. I learned from the book that one way to use this in your teaching is to compare different maps to help a student understand a basic geographic fact, is what the book says. So I think the book used an example of rainfall, a map of rainfall, and a map of animal life. So different animals go towards more rainfall, they go away from more rainfall, things like that. It can help them understand that better. And then in conclusion, I learned what geographical irony was, which I thought was interesting because it takes all these four cornerstones and it talks about how a place can be successful with these four cornerstones, and some places things are successful can actually harm the place as well. So there's a little bit of irony right there, which I thought was interesting. Thank you.